Hi, everybody. So, West Ham entertain Aston Villa in a few hours' time at the London Stadium. And so, as always, we put together our starting 11, predicted starting 11. Now, obviously, we come off the back of AEK Larnaca. We come off the back of apparently several players being injured. I think up to 5 potentially, with the likes of obviously Fabianski, we know isn't available until probably after the international break. Vladimir Sufal may come into the side, but by all accounts, based on the reveal of the injury he's got, he's going to need treatment, and then based on that treatment, it could mean surgery on that heel problem. We know coming out of the game with AEK Larnaca that Flynn Downs had a nasty gash in his leg, which could have required a couple of stitches. We know that Antonio apparently has a calf problem. He was feeling his calf when he came off with 30 minutes to go, replaced by Gianluca Scamacca, and also Lucas Paqueta. That one-on-one where there was like, why didn't he bury it? Apparently he pulled his calf, or he felt his calf as he was going for the shot. So hence maybe giving some justification why that happened. So as we do, we try and put that together. The 11, I think pretty much it's pretty obvious one. I think this week, usually it's a bit. I think the Larnaca game next week, obviously this is our last Premier League game of March. We don't play again in the Premier League until the 2nd of April when we're at home to Southampton on the Sunday, because obviously our game against Man City next week that was planned. City are obviously they're still in the FA Cup. We're not, but obviously they're still in the FA Cup, and that was earmarked for that game. So that game will be postponed and will be rearranged, I imagine, in May, because April is going to be absolutely manic for us. And hopefully that includes obviously 2 quarter-final games in the ECL if we don't lose by 2 clear goals or 3 clear goals with Larnaca on next Thursday. Okay, could go to penalties, I suppose. Anyway, let's crack on. I don't know what the clap was there for, but so in goal, I think it goes without saying that Areola maintains the shirts. Obviously, by the time we play the next Premier League game, which I said is Southampton at home on the 2nd of April, we will probably have Fabianski back in the fold, back in contention. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. Does Fiat Fabianski go back in after this little number 1 stint by Areola, or does it mean that Areola maintains that going into April, what is a very busy April? For me, it's about having both Gokis being number 1, basically interchangeable, and hopefully, we've had slight issues, I think, in the communication side when it comes to particularly Areola and now Figuered. A few little, maybe sort of mic out, a few little issues. Not coming for the ball and vice versa. So hopefully that'll be ironed out in the next couple of games before everyone fucks off to internationals, isn't it? Now I think we'll maintain the back 4. We've been playing the back 4 pretty much consistently now in the last few games. Even Larnaca, traditionally we have been playing the back 3 in Europe. I think we maintain, but we played a back 4 on, when was it? Thursday? On Thursday, yeah. What we are, Sunday now. Days of the week just all meld into one, don't they? I don't think Aaron Cresswell will be starting, I'll be honest. I think obviously Emerson's played in that position. I think Emerson goes in at left back, to be fair. I think he didn't need to come on Thursday, despite being obviously on the bench, and I think he'll come on. I think he'll have a good battle with probably Leon Bailey, I think, on the right-hand side. So that'd be a good contest. Now, in terms of centre-backs, obviously, Larnaca, we had Zuma and Agerd. Agerd playing on his favoured left side and obviously Zuma on his favoured right side. I think that happens. That's a prelude to our centre-back partnership, hopefully without any injuries for the foreseeable future. So Agerd comes in, plays at left back, played a lot more confident against Larnaca, playing on that left-hand side rather than having to play on the right side with Ogbonna having to play the left side of those two. It makes a huge difference. I've been banging on about it for a long time. He'll be partnered, I'm pretty sure, by Kurt Zuma. He went through unscathed from the game against Larnaca, also to be believed. So 90 minutes for him under his belt. His first European international football this season rather, and the first team football since the knee operation, since knee injury, which was Everton. With the 2-0 victory at home to Everton. Right back now, I don't think Soufal will be in. I think, to be honest, I'd hope to see Soufal back after the international break. I imagine he will not be going to the Czech Republic if he gets called up. And he can recover from this platelets. No, was it? I can't remember what it's called. It's a really complicated name. But basically, according to injury experts, he needs sort of treatment on that and a lot of rest off that ankle. And apparently it's about 80, I reckon it's about 80% successful in terms of the treatment. And if it isn't successful, then he would need to be surgery on that heel problem, which I believe, according to a few people in our chat on Friday on the lunchtime live, is similar to the condition Andy Carroll had with us. Just goes to show. So I think he didn't play Larnaca, but I think Ben Johnson comes in and plays right back. The other option could be Johnson can go to left back with Tilo Kira playing right back on Sunday. But I think if he can, he'll have Emerson left back and he'll have Ben Johnson right back. Midfield, I think it sort of picks for itself if everyone's fit. Declan Rice, obviously, first name on the team sheet, in all honesty. He'll be partnered in that sort of middle. If he recovers from his slight calf knock with Lucas Paqueta, because of the lack of press conference, Moyes' post-match press conference was more interesting than normal, and maybe there was a little bit of smoke and mirrors already. He said he felt his calf, and so hoping he might be a doubt, but I imagine if he's fit, he plays. No two ways about that. I think also a player who plays if he's fit is Thomas Souček, and I imagine he'll be going in that sort of slightly more advanced role that he has done the last few weeks, particularly with who's I think is going to be starting up front. I think that'd be a disappointment. I'd love to see, and I've said it, I'm banging on the drum about it quite a bit. I'd love to see Skarmacher in that position. I think him and Ings as a 10 and a 9 will be really good, but I just don't think we're in a position. I don't think Moyes will do it more than anything. He likes having that security, that extra sort of body in midfield that Souček has, so to speak. And, he's just one of his guys, isn't it? It's one of his guys, one of his generals that he always calls upon. If you agree or disagree, it's something that he always does. And then on the left wing, I think the fact that he was taken off after 60 minutes means he's had his run out, and he's going to be saved for Villa. Is Ben Rama? I thought him and Lanzini were two sort of creative sparks. I fully expect to see Cornet maybe come on for a 30-minute cameo role on Sunday, based on how well we're playing and if we need him. I think if we don't need him, then he may get 10-15 minutes at the end. If we do need him, then he'll be brought on. He looked really sharp when he came on, and I fully expect him to maybe start Larnaca next week. That seems he obviously played 45 minutes for the under-21s last Friday. On Thursday, he played 15 minutes. Very impressive cameo, 15 minutes, to be honest. And then I imagine he'll play maybe 30 minutes or so for Villa, and then maybe start for the Larnaca game next week. That's the way I think will happen. Right-hand side, he didn't start. He came on for a little cameo, half an hour, and got kicked for absolute shit, to be honest. He literally got it fouled about 10 times in half an hour, Jared Bowen, and hopefully he'll be the spark that we need. Now, in terms of up front, Antonio apparently felt his calf when he came off, but I don't think there was any any chance of him starting the Aston Villa game. I think Villa old boy Danny Ings starts up front. He didn't obviously have any minutes on his belt at Larnaca. He was on the bench but didn't come on. Didn't need to come on. Obviously, Skarmacher came on and replaced Antonio. As I said, I would love to see Skarmacher and Ings play together as a two. if things aren't going well for us, that could happen. But we shall wait and see. But I think that's the 11. I think it's quite an easy one to pick. For the first time for a long time, I think it's actually quite an easy one to, or reasonably easy one to pick. Maybe no, I can't even see any contention. Maybe the fullbacks, possibly. Maybe Paqueta, possibly, if he's got a knock. If he's got a knock, then I would probably see Souček coming in on Fornals, or Fornals, or Souček dropping and Fornals coming in, or Fornals coming into the Paqueta role. Lanzini played well against UK Larnaca, but I don't think I think he's more suited to European football now in terms of that slower pace. Premier League just goes by him, I think, too quickly. Yeah, Fornals. I mean, it could be a situation if Paqueta's got a knock that, Souček drops into Paqueta role and Schumacher comes in at that 10 role and we go a little bit more for it. But I think that's not his plan, but it might end up his plan if Paqueta gets doesn't basically get the game in time. But what do you think? Let me know in the descriptions. Let me know in the comments rather. Who do you think your 11 is going to be? Who's the starting 11? Which obviously we were balancing it. Personally, I would love two up front. I'd love Schumacher and Ings, but I know it's not going to happen. So that's why I didn't say it basically, because I'm like an idiot. And I might have got this one bang on this time. I might have done. Anyway, take care. Hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday for West Ham ruin it at 2:00. And I will see you guys very, very soon. Take care. Stay safe. Stay warm. Stay humble. Keep the faith, my friends. Come on, you irons. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta. Bye-bye.